Mr. Otto here again, and this video is a follow-up on my first wolf engraving, and I wanted to show you an even easier way if you didn't care about the cutout portion. You wanted more something like just a rectangular, squarish kind of logo kind of engraving. So I already showed you how to do with a snippet in the previous one, but you can use the snippet tool and save this image, and I'm going to go in to my home screen. I'll create a new part. Now you can do that a couple different ways. Start as 2D sketch on the XY plane. I'm going to bring in that image that I used the snippet tool to create my wolf there. I could do a Peppa Pig also. The wolf's got a little more detail. I'll just bring that in here and just kind of straddle the origin. Now this one I'm not too worried about, so I hit escape to get the image insert off. I'll just dimension this, and I want this to be let's just see how big this is here. So 3.5 inches. Okay, that's about a decent size there. We can make it maybe 4. So I'm going to dimension the other one just to get an idea. And this error message is just saying since I put the first dimension in, the second one doesn't really matter because the ratio is set. So 3.5 by 3. Okay, that's a decent size engraving there. So all I'm going to do is just use the rectangle tool to essentially draw a rectangle around my image. And I'm going to put a little hole up here so that I can hang, and I'm going to put it in the middle so that it hangs nicely. A little hole, that's too close. A little hole to put a, so I'm going to grab the middle point of the top line. I'm just going to stay on that little dotted line there, come down, make it 0.125. That ought to be big enough. I'll dimension it just to locate it here. So 1/4 inch off. That'll give us enough material here to so that we're not too close to the edge. And now what we're going to do is just extrude this, and I'll extrude that the opposite way. Okay, and that's going to give us the ability to cut that image out. Doesn't matter the extrusion depth. So then I'm going to open up extrusion 1, open up sketch 1, and right click and say visibility. So I'll turn that on, and I'm going to take the decal tool and select the image there in the browser, this face. I'm going to wrap it to the face and say OK. And now I'm going to right click and turn this visibility off, and that's what my engraving is going to look like, is just an image of a wolf with a hole cut in it. Not quite done yet. I've got to create my drawing file, so I'm going to say File, New, Drawing. Once that comes up, I'm going to right click on Sheet 1, edit the sheet, change the sheet size to A, say OK. In the previous video I missed one important thing, which we'll catch here. Right click, say delete, right click, say delete, and get rid of all that. I'm going to bring in my base. The thing that I missed was the 1:1 scale. So if we want the scale to be right, we want to make sure it's 1:1. We want to make sure that the shaded box is clicked, and so it would be kind of bluish. So we'll say OK. Didn't save this file yet, so I'll save this as my wolf engraving 2 file. You can call it whatever you want there. And then I'm going to say export PDF, and I'll give it the same name, and then you can just email that PDF to me, and I will be able to engrave it for you. So let me know if you've got any questions, and again, what we'll get is just something that looks like this. The wood won't be quite that thick, but we'll have a little hole here for you to hang that with, and you can give that to somebody for a Christmas gift. Let me know if you've got questions.